The first thing we'll need to do is clone the project repository. We can use a git clone, and here's the address for the repo. After cloning, we're going to cd into ztm-project-uchat. After that, we need to initialize the project. We can do so with cargo run-p project-init. This program will check each dependency that's needed to build a project. If it can't find a dependency, it will attempt to install it automatically. And if it's unable to automatically install, there will be a URL listed here that you can click and then manually install for your system. Once you've installed everything, rerun the program and make sure everything says OK. And if so, then we're ready to go. We can see here that I have all the dependencies installed, so we can open up the project in the Visual Studio Code by typing in code. Once Visual Studio Code loads, we should see ZTM project uchat here at the top, along with these directories and files. Before we hop into the project, let's go over to the extension marketplace and get a few extensions to make our development smoother. First up, we need Rust Analyzer. That's going to give us autocomplete for our code. We can also get Better TOML. And this gives us syntax highlighting for TOML files. Just will give us syntax highlighting for our command runner. SVG Preview. This will allow us to preview SVG files directly in VS Code. The design documents that are part of the project are all in SVG format. Tailwind. We're using Tailwind for our styling, so installing this plugin will allow us to get autocompletes. And the last one is optional. Error Lens will show warnings and errors directly in line with your code, and will highlight the lines yellow or red depending on if it's a warning or if it's an error. Now that we have our extensions and our dependencies installed, we're going to write a Hello World program to make sure everything runs. Let's go over to this front end folder. I'm going to change my icons real quick so we have folders. All right, front end folder, and then open up the source folder, then open up app.rs. This app.rs file is our main root element that'll be displayed on the web page. We'll be covering what these lines of code do throughout the course. For now, we're just going to change it to say hello world. So we're going to type in cx.render rsx, and then we'll make an h1 element, and that'll indicate hello world. Go ahead and save that. To run it, we'll hop into a terminal. You can either use the integrated Visual Studio Code terminal or an external one. I'll be using an external one, that way there's more screen space. Once your terminal's open, we're going to run just serve-frontend. And that's going to build and serve the application. I've already built mine, so it went pretty quick, but it may take upwards of a minute or two. The first build always takes a long time because it has to build all of the dependencies, but subsequent builds go a lot quicker. You'll see down here at the bottom, there's a web address, and this is where the application is being hosted on. So we need to open up this address in a web browser, and hopefully we'll see hello world. So I'm going to hop into my browser, type in the web address, and there we go, hello world. If you're able to see hello world displayed in your browser, that means everything's ready to go and we can hop into the project. I'll see you in the next one.